Hey everybody, it's Jason Cruz here once again with another episode of The Legal Submission. First and foremost, thank you for tuning in and watching this video. Thank you for all the support. Remember to follow us at MMApayout.com, Twitter at MMApayout. Dilettante is mine. As always, it's great to also find me on my YouTube channel. Now on with this episode of The Legal Submission, which takes us back to the legal issues regarding Manny Pacquiao and Paradigm Sports Group. As you might recall, Manny Pacquiao had signed with Paradigm, which is Adi Autor's outfit out in Southern California. Adi represents tons of MMA athletes and boxing folks, and had signed Manny Pacquiao, he believed, to a promotional contract back in 2020, 2021, around that time. In June of 2021, Paradigm filed a lawsuit against Manny Pacquiao in Orange County Superior Court. As detailed when we first covered it, Audi had fronted money to Manny Pacquiao, and as Pacquiao does in his business dealings, agreed to it and then reneged on the agreement. Now there's a lot of legal foibles that occurred, as has happened with Manny in his business dealings, and now the lawsuit filed by Paradigm is about to go to trial March 3rd. At least that is the timeline trial date for the lawsuit. Of course, with it being a Manny Pacquiao lawsuit, there are many ins and outs that has gone on. Now, to give you some context, Pacquiao was supposed to fight Errol Spence in August of 2021. Paradigm was supposed to be a part of that, and it turned out that he pulled the rug out under Paradigm, unfortunately, after Paradigm had fronted money for Manny. Now, you may recall that Spence got hurt. Yordanis Ugas stepped in, but before that, the promoter for Errol Spence had intervened in an attempted injunction preventing Pacquiao to fight. So, as we know, Pacquiao fought. He fought Ugas. He wasn't good. Ugas won, and Pacquiao subsequently retired. But what happens in combat sports, as always, no one ever really retires. Manny Pacquiao actually recently did a exhibition match in December in Korea, and now he is signed with Ryzen, which kind of comes into what we're going to be talking about today. Manny Pacquiao had lawyers for this Paradigm lawsuit to defend it, essentially trying to settle the lawsuit. However, those lawyers pulled out in July, withdrew from representing Manny Pacquiao. Now, there's no word as to why they withdrew. I can only speculate, in my own opinion, that Manny was either not communicating with them, too many people were communicating with Manny Pacquiao because he still has a huge entourage, or plain and simple, Manny Pacquiao wasn't paying his lawyers, and that's one of the reasons why attorneys withdraw from representation of an individual. Subsequently, it appeared that Pacquiao, according to court papers, hired an attorney with the sole reason of trying to settle the lawsuit with Paradigm. Paradigm and the attorney did not come to terms, and therefore the lawsuit is still set for March 3rd as far as the trial date goes. Actually, there was an earlier trial date. Excuse me. Height Bone Steel, which is based out of Orange County, just came on in December to represent Manny Pacquiao in this lawsuit against Paradigm. One of the attorneys representing Paradigm is the law firm of Judd Burstein in New York. Burstein is known a lot in boxing lawsuits because he represents many parties in those types of lawsuits. Very aggressive attorney, very smart attorney. He, according to court papers, previously represented Pacquiao in a breach of contract case in which he was on the side of Pacquiao. Now, Burstein is on the side of Paradigm suing Pacquiao in a breach of contract claim. What has transpired is that the attorneys for Pacquiao now, in the Paradigm lawsuit, are filing a motion to disqualify Burstein from the lawsuit. Why? Because it's a conflict of interest according to the attorneys for Pacquiao. Now, if you think about it, there are reasons why Pacquiao doesn't want to have Burstein on the other side. There is the issue of attorney-client privilege. Burstein knows information about Pacquiao regarding the breach of contract lawsuit that actually happened in New York, several years ago. And therefore, having him on the other side with that knowledge probably doesn't sit well with Pacquiao. Also, there are rules regarding conflict of interest for lawyers. Potential conflict of interest where there may be a conflict, and actual conflicts of interest where there is actual conflict, which Pacquiao's lawyers argue here. It's rare that you could be on one side representing an individual, and then several years later be on the other side suing that individual. Now, I'm not saying that Burstein would share information he learned from Pacquiao's representation, but obviously there's an appearance of a conflict because he did represent Pacquiao prior to that. Now, with Burstein as one of the main attorneys in the Paradigm lawsuit, and probably the counsel that will represent Paradigm in a trial, Hyde Bonesteel, the lawyers for Pacquiao, are seeking to disqualify him from that role, which would probably set the trial back because now you would have to find new attorneys, or attorneys that aren't up to speed as much as Burstein would be. There actually are several questions I have regarding the retention of Burstein. It had to have been known that he intimately knew the information regarding Pacquiao and his business dealings. And then also, you'd have to know, being Paradigm, that there could be a conflict of issues down the road. It's clear that if you were on one side, now on the other, someone would point that out. Now, the hearing on the motion to disqualify Paradigm's lawyers has not occurred at this particular point. What's happened also in the case is that Audiator has posted a statement for the lawsuit regarding the lawsuit as it goes to trial, and it essentially states that anyone that does business with Manny Pacquiao to be on notice that they're going to sue them for the money that is owed to Paradigm. So basically, they have stated, Pacquiao took our money, breached the contract that Paradigm had, and we are going to seek damages from anybody that does business with Pacquiao now. Now, I personally think that's a little bit of a defamatory statement. Audiator is probably basing it on discovery, which relates to requests for admissions that they served on Pacquiao, which it appears to be that they have not answered those requests for admissions. Now, under the court rule, I believe it's 36 regarding requests for admissions, it does say that if a party does not respond to or accurately answers a request for admission, the request for admission is deemed admitted. So basically, you could ask. Now, this might not be the actual question, but I'm giving you an example. If he asked, "Did you breach the contract with Paradigm Sports?" And it's either the answers are admit or deny, and Pacquiao didn't answer, the rule would be that you have deemed to admit it. So he admits to breaching the contract when probably didn't, or probably he would deny it. Now, the hearing on violating, not responding to the discovery request for admissions has not actually occurred yet, and so we still have a lot of pre-trial stuff to get through before we actually get to the meat of this case. But you could expect something happening here in the first quarter of 2023 regarding at least some motion regarding either the new attorneys are going to try to settle this case. They disqualify Judge Bernstein, and that alters legal strategy for Paradigm. Or we go to a trial and we get to see some meaty information regarding Pacquiao, his dealings with Adi Attar, how Adi Attar solicited Pacquiao or sold Pacquiao on signing on with Paradigm. What are Pacquiao's intentions of fighting? He obviously, one of the emails that I'm putting up here is discussions around the first of the year of 2023 with respect to the new attorneys for Pacquiao and Judge Bernstein, in which Bernstein finds out that Pacquiao signs with Rise in an email exchange between Pacquiao's new lawyers and Judge Bernstein. Bernstein was when he claims in the email that the new lawyers for Pacquiao would make sure that Pacquiao did not engage in any other business dealings until the resolution of this Paradigm case. Whether or not Pacquiao's attorneys knew that he was signing a new deal is up for speculation. I would assume, in my own opinion, that Pacquiao didn't tell his new lawyers. His new lawyers didn't know about the Ryzen deal, and therefore the staged anger, perhaps in the email from Judge Bernstein, that these are misrepresentations to the court by Pacquiao's lawyers, might be a little bit bluster for a litigation attorney. The response back from Pacquiao's lawyers probably was appropriate as far as the litigation goes. And so what will happen next probably is that motion to disqualify, which will occur before trial, of course. And we will see how the court deals with the trial going forward. We'll have more of these coming up. There's a lot of more combat sports lawsuits occurring. We'll later, much more. This is Jason Cruz for the Legal Submission. Follow us on MMA Payout and follow us on the YouTube channel. Have a great day. Bye.